place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, stay not safe. Before you cross me, look both ways. Leaving the scene with no trace, none in my league. You out of place, I'm not at the top, I'm outer space. Can't eat with us, we're out of place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, state to state.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy George Mackay, and I'm here with the one and only Harry Smith. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm good. A little spent after my title match tonight, and luckily I was victorious. But I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm going to be able to sort it tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mean, you just had one hell of a fight with Eric Redbeard to become the inaugural OTT champion.
Yes.
What does that mean? I guess this is my first question to start with. What does it mean to carry the flag, first champion out the gate? I mean, history right there.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of overtones to that, and I'm certainly honored and privileged, and I feel very accomplished to become the very first ever OTT heavyweight champion, and putting my name into the history book, so to speak, as the first champion is a huge accomplishment. I feel great about it, and I'm excited, and I'm excited to see what the next challenger is going to be for the OTT Championship. So it'll be interesting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if anybody's going to carry it out the gate, it's you. I mean, I didn't realize how big you are in person. It is, and I mean that in the strict of compliments. Look, it's insane. That's insane. My next question is, your dad, I was a huge fan of your father. Yeah. He had a huge impact on my life. SummerSlam 92, one of my all-time favorite matches. When I sat down with your sister, I got to learn a lot more about the father side of him, not the wrestler. Mm-hmm. So to get that kind of same perspective from you, she told me one of the things her and her dad loved to do was sushi. Uh-huh. Sushi all the time. What was one of the things you and your dad liked to do when he had those rare off days from wrestling?
Sushi. We would go jet skiing, tube riding. We go by the beach. Go for sushi. Go to the movies. Play a lot of video games. Ride on his motorcycle. I go to the gym with him. Sometimes you go there with Warlord, and I'd be playing around with my Game Boy or whatever when I'd be at the gym with him. But it was always fun to kind of see what he did when he was, when he was home and training.
What was the video game of choice that you two played? Were you guys like Mario Karters, or like what was your go-to?
No, we would do Jaws, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out,
nice. Super
Mario Brothers on Super NES, and then we got to like playing the WrestleMania games. Raw when it first came out. Was it Sega Genesis?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were the first ones. And then he got Sega CD, but it was like popular, and then the next thing came out. And then PlayStation, we played some stuff on there too, and yeah.
Nice. It's quite the collection of video games. You went through quite the span of...
Yeah.
When it comes to your father being recognized in the Hall of Fame, and you were there giving the speech, your sister, your mom, your dog, who's also an extension of the family.
Oh, yeah.
Four-legged
friends,
yeah. What was that moment like to finally have your dad get the recognition so rightfully deserved?
Oh, it was a long time overdue, and it was amazing, and a great honor to see him finally inducted into the Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, it got postponed a year due to the pandemic, and it was a long time waiting, and it felt like an eternity waiting for that to happen, especially that last year. So it was a huge honor, and I'm glad that WWE finally recognized his, what all of his accomplishments and what he did for the wrestling industry and for the WWE universe. So it was awesome, and I'm so honored and privileged to have given the speech.
Absolutely. Your speech was amazing.
Thank you.
It brought tears to both my wife and I's eyes because of how much he was a part of our lives. Like my wife and I, when we started dating, she's a huge Bret Hart fan. Okay. So it caused actually quite the debate in our household early on.
The rift, eh?
Oh yeah, there was a rift very early on. I actually didn't know if we were going to make it as a couple, just for a simple fact of that. But when you look at everything that your father's accomplished, and then you decide to step in the squared circle, is there pressure to live up to the legacy that your father built?
Yeah, but I like that pressure, and I love the wrestling business, and I've always given it 110%, and definitely hope believe that I'm the, I guess, flag bearer of the Hart family aside from Natalia. Hopefully, I guess I could like to think of myself maybe, I think I still have years to come in the wrestling business, but, I guess like the Babe Ruth or the Hicks and Gracie of the Hart family. So, yeah, so I want to keep proving myself, improving the lineage and the Hart legacy, and doing my best every time I'm out in the ring, like I did tonight, and yeah, like Hicks and Gracie of the Hart family. So yeah.
I like that. That's a very good analogy.
Thank you.
So when it comes to performing all over the world and all the great things that you've done so far in your career, what's it like coming back to Canada? There's just, the North hits different, doesn't it?
Well, it's been a long time, so it was great. I mean, it was awesome. It's been a long time, and I hadn't come back here since before the pandemic. So luckily, I got the Nexus pass, so I got to pass by the gigantic lineup at Customs. But I wasn't able to avoid the Toronto Friday night or Friday afternoon traffic, so I forgot about that. But but aside from that, it's been a great trip. I've seen some of my family here and a lot of friends and wrestlers and that people that I knew and worked before with. So it's been a really good trip. Really glad to be back.
Absolutely. Now, when you guys, you and Tyson first debuted back in WWE for your first run, I was a big fan of the Hart Foundation repackage, and you guys, I wasn't a fan of Tyson's original haircut, and I did tell him when I had him on the show. But what was it like to walk through the ring as the newly branded Hart Foundation, like Hart Foundation 2.0, and kind of carry that legacy on for all those fans who hadn't experienced the Hart Foundation?
Oh, it was great. I mean, we had some great times on the road, myself and Tyson Kidd and Natalia. I mean, both in and out of the ring, we had a hell of a time. Like some of the jokes and long car rides, driving around the Great Khali and all that sort of fun stuff. But inside of the ring, it was great. Being in there with your family and being an extension of the original Hart Foundation, and I guess kind of like British Bulldogs. So we had a great chemistry. TJ Wilson's my best friend, so it's just natural how that gels inside the ring, and we had a great tag team title run, and our match when we won the titles against the Big Show and the Miz, with Bret Hart out there, and just the ambience and the intensity and the enthusiasm. You could just feel the crowd. That's that adrenaline rush. It's nothing compares to that. So that was my favorite moment with us as the Hart Dynasty.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned the road stories. I'm not asking you to divulge any too crazy stories, but do you have something funny that may have happened, like one of those long car rides where somebody just told like a dad joke, and because you were so tired, you were like, okay, yeah, that's super funny, and you thought about the next day, and you were like, actually, that wasn't that funny. That was horrible.
Oh, man, there's many of those. I remember there was one, it wasn't even a super long car ride, but it was like, I don't know, a good 35 minutes.
Okay.
And Kali was on his cell phone, and he was smoking a cigarette, and he was speaking in Punjabi to one of his, his wife maybe, and he wouldn't put on his seatbelt, and we had one of those big giant Suburbans, and TJ always insisted on driving. And you know how that annoying, like that beep, 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 when somebody doesn't have the seatbelt?
Yeah.
Imagine that for 30 minutes, and Kali speaking in Punjabi, smoking a cigarette out the window, and TJ's just like, and you could just tell him we're like, and he just, Kali either just didn't notice it or didn't. It wasn't that he was doing it on purpose. But man, I was just biting my thumb in the back seat laughing. Like it was priceless. And yeah, it was a good thing when we got to the hotel.
It's awesome that I was able to help you bring that memory back. That's awesome. Now, when it comes to you and your sister, I have two sisters of my own, and I only really appreciated my sisters as I got older.
Yeah.
As I got older. But when I was younger, they were the thorn in my side. The undoing of everything that I had built in my life up to that point.
Yes.
The relationship with your sister now, how is it? Are you guys as tight as ever?
Oh yeah, we're great. Very close. She's got a little bulldog named Matilda, so I get to go over there and play with her, and we get to take her for little car rides and adventures. We had an unfortunate kind of abortion of a trip to Las Vegas with some scammer that brought us down, and that wasn't such a fun trip. But it was kind of funny. You can laugh about it now as like a joke, but the poor little dog. But trips like that kind of bring you back closer, and it was a real armpit of a trip. I'll put it that way. This lady that scammed us to bring poor little Matilda across the country for some bullshit bulldog charity event. But it was kind of, I guess for what it was kind of fun, and a little road trip and whatever. So
made the best of a bad situation.
Yeah. So good thing we were together, and yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is that this actually isn't the first time you've been on my podcast, because when I interviewed your sister, you were actually in the house.
Oh,
you were, and I actually have audio of you passed out on the couch, snoring.
Oh, I must have come back from
You came
Japan.
back?
Yeah, I think I was that jet lag.
It was quite funny because we could hear the TV on the background, and her and I were having a great conversation. And at the end, the TV kind of went. It was like one of those 2-second spots where the show fades out and the commercial fades in, and we could hear it. And she's like, "Wait," and she was dying of laughter. She's like, "You think this is bad? It hasn't even hit deep yet."
Yeah, like a chainsaw going off. Yeah. Oh man, that Japanese jet lag, it'll get you, man. You could be sitting here talking at 4 p.m, and you just pass out, and just because of the time difference.
Absolutely.
And the circadian rhythm, and I think it's the climate change and the food, and it just, man, it'll knock your socks off for sure.
So, out of all the places that you wrestled, what would you say Japan is up there as one of your favorite places? Obviously, next to here in Canada.
Of course, yeah. Well, yeah, I go with Japan.
You go with Japan?
Tokyo, Osaka.
Okay.
Osaka. Nagoya was always fun. But aside from that, probably.
Right here in Canada.
Yeah, I mean Calgary, Toronto, of course. Germany, actually years ago. I don't know what it's like now after the pandemic, but the crowds there were,
Lit.
And yeah,
I heard
that
European crowds are phenomenal.
That's one of Uncle Brett's favorite places to work. Was Germany. That he had a huge following. I mean, they're really passionate about wrestling. They're good people, the Germans. Yeah.
Absolutely. They also make some great food. Now, speaking of that, you've had food all over the world.
Yeah.
What is, like, if you're in Japan, it's 3 a.m, you can't sleep, what do you get a hankering for? What's your go-to when you're on the road and in all these different countries?
Oh, well, if I was in Japan, you can go down to the 7-Eleven, you get sushi and stuff there.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Publix or brand, like I don't know, Safeway might have it too.
Okay.
It's in the plastic trays.
Yes, I've seen those.
It's not like super high quality, but I mean, it's good. But in Japan, they got the fried chicken, the karaage. You can get that at any time in the convenience stores. So if it's 3 a.m, you can always get stuff like that. But Belgium had really good food. They're actually French fries originated in Belgium. The French stole the idea, and they renamed them the French fries.
Yeah, because that's just like, I mean, pizza was originally Greek, and then the Italians perfected it.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the Belgians, their French fries, if you had the actual frites, the real good ones, nothing compares to that.
Nothing compares to
it. You have that with some mayonnaise, perfecto.
That actually sounds really good. Do you want to hop a flight to Belgium?
Yeah,
I can
sure,
go. We'll do it. We'll do it up.
Go to Brussels. Then the Belgian chocolate and the beer there is really, I mean, it's organic. And the chocolate.
You're not the first wrestler that I've talked to who's mentioned how high quality Belgian chocolate is.
Yeah, it's
like
great.
on a scale of 1 to 10, what is it? Can you compare it to anything here, like North American wise? Is there anything that compares to it?
No.
Nothing. Nothing compares to it.
You know, I got a real hankering and loving for the Nestle Crunch bars because I just love those.
Yeah.
But aside from that, no, nothing.
No?
Nope. It's just the Belgians. They do it the best like that,
Belgians do and you know what? This is great for these podcast conversations that I have, because Harry, I don't do interviews, I have conversations.
Yeah.
What's great about these is I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I feel like I was in school right now.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a test after this? Because I didn't really study.
Well, you know what language the Belgians speak, right?
I don't want to get this. You're putting me in a real situation here. What do they speak?
Take a guess.
German?
That's what everyone thinks.
But it's not.
No.
Swedish.
Nope.
Am I close?
Uh,
Dutch. Do they speak Dutch?
nope. So, well, some of them probably do.
Probably. I don't know. What are they? French?
There we go.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you fluent in French?
No.
No, but you don't know enough to get by.
No, I know. I mean, I did a lot in grade 5 and 6, but no, I wouldn't. But no, that's because, well, the French, they stole the idea for the French fries, but that's what I always thought. You figure Belgium,
German,
because it's right next to it.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
But no, if you speak French.
Wow.
Yep.
And again, now I've learned.
Yep.
This is fascinating. I could just go. You should have been my teacher in school. I would have paid a lot more attention, especially with these.
You learn a new thing every day, right? Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask. You mentioned all those classic video game systems.
Mm-hmm.
What's your go-to? Like, if somebody pulls out their Super NES or their Sega Genesis and they have the whole catalog, which game does Harry Smith reach for first?
WCW NWO Revenge on N64. That would be
Solid choice.
Yeah, that's a good one. But you know when the Warzone game came out in '97?
Yes.
When they first had the actual it was the most realistic, but
It actually did look. You could actually see
Yeah.
like sweat on the muscles and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
The graphics were ahead of their
that
time.
was really good. And then the only problem with those games was that to hit the finishing moves, it was so complicated with up, down, A, B, C, and then you
Yeah,
hit the right
combos were insane.
Yeah, NWO, WCW, NWO Revenge was A, B, hold it for the strong grapple, you do this to block. But that game was ahead of its time.
It really
Yeah.
was.
And all the weird kayfabe hidden characters that were in it and stuff.
They did really protect the
they
business
did.
very, very
Yeah.
well. For me, N64 as well.
Yeah.
And this may surprise a lot of people. You
Yeah.
might even look at me cross-eyed. Mario Golf.
Yeah.
Mario Golf changed the landscape of sports games for me.
I play a lot with, before, I was back home, get together with some of the cousins and play Mario Party with the Wii.
Who's serious competition when it comes to those games? Like who takes
TJ probably.
So TJ can't lose.
Well, he has, but I think he's very competitive especially when it comes to that.
Yeah. Actually, we got the new Mario Party for the Switch, and my wife, she hates losing.
Oh, yeah.
And my kids, but see, Harry, I'm old school. It's
Yeah.
no participation awards in my house.
Yeah.
You either win or you lose. That's it. You can't get mad at me because mini games come easy. I'm very gifted when it comes to the mini games.
Yeah.
Next time you come down, I'm gonna have to bring my Switch, and we're gonna have to do it Mario Party Superstars.
Hey, let's do it, man.
All right, done.
Yeah,
The next time you
deal?
come down, deal.
Right.
Next
Right
next
there,
show
deal,
in June,
right?
got a deal right here.
All right.
I'm gonna bring it here, and we're gonna rock Mario Party before. I'm gonna
Okay.
film the whole thing.
Yeah.
And if you win, I will bow down. I will make you the rightful champ, and my wife will have bragging rights forever because I lost to Harry Smith.
Nice.
Okay,
All right, well, deal.
My final two questions, I'm going to
Sure,
let you go enjoy
okay.
your evening. When it comes to your career right now, and one of the coolest things tonight was seeing you walk out in your dad's jacket.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like when you put that on,
Yeah.
I have to get a picture with you with that on, by the way, after this. But when you put that on, do you feel like you channel your dad in some way? Like he's always with you at ringside?
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly, I believe, him and Dynamite are always with me in spirit. So, but when I wear the jacket, and I definitely feel a very special feeling when I wear that. So absolutely, it's great.
Absolutely. And my final question before I let you go, and I want to officially let you know now, you are a member of the Straight Talk family. I mean,
Okay.
we're all going to face each other in Mario Party, so
Yes.
it's legitimate. But anytime you want to
It's
come
on.
back on the show, I would love to have you.
Thank you.
My final question, what does the future hold for Harry Smith? Right now, you're the OTT inaugural champ. Congratulations again. What else does Harry Smith want to tackle in 2022?
Well, after this, going down the street and getting a steak and some salad, maybe a beer. No, I'm just joking. I've been doing some really good stuff with the NWA, and for now I want to stick with that. And, I've been really training hard, obviously, perfecting, been doing a lot of different circuit training, different cross training with my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I want to start planning to go for my brown belt soon. I have my purple belt, but I would like to compete again in grappling and keep training with my MMA because it's just making me better in the ring. But I would like to start winning some world championships, more of them, like I did tonight with OTT. I got my eyes set on some NWA gold, and it's never too late or never too out of the question for me to compete in grappling again and maybe do a mixed martial arts fight as well. I got some time I got a lot of time to think about things, and there's also, I would like to go to Japan again at some point. And that's kind of where my not main focus, but that's where the goal is to go next. And I've seen Pro Wrestling Noah's been doing some really great stuff lately. And their business is really coming back up, and I worked with them before, so that may be an option. And I heard Kiyoshi Tamura's starting a new sort of like shoot wrestling company called GLEAT over in Japan.
Yes, I have heard of that as well, yes.
That Josh Barnett's going to be a part of, so I'm definitely very interested in that as well. So I'm going to be researching that, and but yeah, love to go to Japan again, and if the doors are back, if there's an opportunity to go back to WWE, if there's an actual direction for me, then I think that there's still definitely some mileage and some great stuff that they can do with me there, and I would like to. It's just sometimes it's got to be the right timing.
Absolutely.
That's just
timing is everything.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Harry, I want to thank you so much for this. And from one jacked up bicep man to another, let's see who's got. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to go put that. Look, I even got a guy off camera laughing at me. This is horrible. All right, Harry, do me a favor. Look deep in the camera, very seriously, and let everybody know to subscribe.
Is this the first?
That right there. Well, no, it'll be right there.
Okay, yeah.
So right there, and let everybody know to go to the Straight Talk Wrestling YouTube page and subscribe, because this is one of the funnest interviews you've ever done.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to the Straight Talk Wrestling. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. You
Okay.
got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to the Straight Talk Wrestling YouTube page and listen to one of the greatest wrestling interviews of all time with the modern day James Bond, the Japanese Tosa, the British Bulldog, Harry Smith. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Thank you.
And me as well, too. I'm here, too. George Mackay. Thanks,
George
guys.
Mackay.
Peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to tune in next week for another great episode on all available podcast platforms and hosted on Podbean. Also, check us out on YouTube at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Facebook at Straight Talk Wrestling, and on Twitter at _Straight Talk. And if you feel the need to buy some sweet merch, check us out on ProWrestlingTees.com.
Leaving the scene with no trace, not in my league. You out of place. I'm not at the top. I'm outer space.